Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash of the Garage, where badge hype gets tossed in the glove box, spec sheet worship gets left at the dealership door, and what we're left with is raw, unfiltered, seat of the pants driving truth. If you're new here, welcome to the channel that calls it like it drives. Today, we're throwing the 2026 Tesla Model Y into the crucible to see if it's just more Silicon Valley sizzle or if this all-electric crossover still packs the kind of punch that shook the auto world in its early days. Exterior. Let's start by pulling up to the curb and taking in that exterior. From the front, the 2026 Model Y continues with Tesla's signature minimalist look, but this time, it's had some subtle nip and tuck work. Gone is the blank, appliance-like stare of the previous model. In its place is a slightly reworked fascia that now angles the lighting elements inward, giving the car a sleeker, more focused expression. The bumper has been sculpted more aggressively to improve airflow and lend a hint of sportiness that was missing in earlier years. Tesla's designers clearly want you to think, this isn't just an EVA, it's a performer. Move around to the side and the silhouette is instantly recognizable. That coupe-like roofline still dominates the design, creating a blend of SUV space with fastback attitude. The flush door handles return, helping keep the drag coefficient ridiculously low. What's new for 2026 is the availability of factory matte paint options and a new aero wheel design that looks like something straight out of a Blade Runner reboot. You'll also notice a slightly longer wheelbase. Yes, Tesla stretched it just a hair to enhance ride comfort and rear seat space, and it works. Now swing around to the back. And here's where things get spicy. The rear light bar now stretches completely across the tailgate, illuminating in a uniform, ultra-clean line that looks sci-fi in the best way possible. The rear bumper's been beefed up with a faux diffuser look, not functional, but definitely gives the Model Y some visual muscle. And while it's still hatchback in design, the power tailgate operates quicker and smoother than ever before. Functionality meets flair. Interior. Open that door and step inside. If you were hoping for a radical interior redesign, pump the brakes. This is Tesla, and minimalism is still the name of the game. But the 2026 Model Y refines the formula. You're immediately greeted by the single-piece panoramic glass roof, which now has better UV and infrared protection so it doesn't feel like you're sitting under a magnifying glass in summer. The materials, vastly improved. Gone is the flat-feeling plastic trim. In its place are soft-touch vegan leather panels, a new microfiber dash wrap, and optional FSC-certified wood accents. The steering yoke is still an option, but thankfully, a more traditional round wheel with capacitive touch controls is standard. Center stage remains the massive 15-inch touchscreen, but now with Tesla's latest infotainment so faster, smoother, and finally allowing for some much-needed customization. Want widgets for your favorite apps? Done. Need multiple camera angles up while navigating tight city streets? You've got it. But what's really interesting is the new passenger display. Hidden until needed, it pops up from the dashboard like a stealth fighter's HUD, giving your co-pilot access to streaming, climate, and even route suggestions. In terms of seating, Tesla's tweaked the cushioning and bolstering to offer more long-haul comfort. The rear seats now recline ever so slightly, and nothing dramatic, but enough to make road trips less of a chore. And cargo space, still one of the best in class, over 70 cubic feet when the rear seats are folded. The front remains small, but useful for essentials. So think charging cables, groceries, or camera gear if you're into that. Performance now. Let's hit the road. The 2026 Tesla Model Y is available in 3 flavors: the standard dual-motor AWD, the new Long Range Plus, and a ballistic performance model. We're testing the Long Range Plus today, and it's no slouch. Dual-motor setup, 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, and an EPA estimated range of 348 miles. That's a solid 20-mile improvement over the outgoing model, thanks in part to revised battery chemistry and a more efficient heat pump system. Put your foot down, and the acceleration is classic Tesla instant, neck snapping torque that makes merging a breeze and passing pure joy. But what's more impressive is how Tesla's worked on the ride quality. The new adaptive damping system reads road conditions 500 times a second, and it shows potholes, rough pavement, expansion joints, everything is absorbed with a level of composure the old Model Y simply didn't have. It doesn't float like a luxury SUV, but it no longer crashes over imperfections either. Handling is sharper too, thanks to a slightly lower center of gravity and revised chassis tuning. You can push this thing through corners harder than you'd expect from a crossover. It's not a Porsche Macan, but it won't embarrass itself in a spirited canyon run either. Reg and braking is still adjustable via the screen. And yes, one-pedal driving is still an option. And for those who care about the tech stack, Autopilot is now more intuitive. The 2026 Model Y ships with Tesla's latest FSD beta software, which, while still not true full self-driving, gets frighteningly close in ideal conditions. City streets, stop signs, roundabouts, it's handling them with more confidence. But let's be clear, this system still requires your eyes and hands. It's an assistant, not a chauffeur. Charging remains a Tesla stronghold. Plug into a V4 supercharger and you're looking at up to 250 kilowatts. Fast charging speeds are good for 200 miles of range in about 15 minutes if you're starting from a low state of charge. And with Tesla opening up more of its network to other EVs, you're no longer isolated in an ecosystem, but you still get priority access. That's a huge win. So what's all this cost? Well, the standard dual-motor AWD Model Y starts at around $47,000 before incentives. The long-range plus we're driving, just under $54,000. Go for the performance trim with the 0-60 in under 3.5 seconds, larger brakes, and lowered suspension, you're hovering near $60,000. Still competitive when you consider what's on offer, and that's before any federal or state EV tax credits. The real question is it worth it? For returning Tesla fans, the 2026 Model Y feels like the natural evolution. It doesn't break new ground like the original Model S or Roadster did, but it polishes the formula in meaningful ways. Better ride, better materials, smarter software, and improved range make this a very well-rounded EV. For newcomers on the fence about going electric, the Model Y continues to be the gateway drug. Easy to drive, relatively practical, and backed by arguably the best charging infrastructure in the business. Is it perfect? Build quality still needs a little more consistency. The minimalist design might still turn some people off, and Tesla's insistence on doing things their way, whether it's deleting stocks or bundling features via over-the-air update, Tesla will continue to be polarizing. But when you step back and look at the big picture, the 2026 Model Y proves that Tesla isn't resting on its laurels. It's evolving, it's learning, and most importantly, it's listening. And that's what we're here for at Car Flash. No fluff, no fandom, just the facts behind the wheel. If you liked what you saw today, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with whatever you want to see reviewed next. Until next time, keep your hands on the wheel and your mind in drive.